Hello students, in this lesson we're going to be going over the Rook and King Checkmate. We already went over Queen and King, the two Rook Checkmate. This one is a little bit tedious, but it's not difficult at all. So we're going to sort of follow the same structure that we've been doing with the other basic checkmates. First, I'm going to show you the final position. So this is what we're working towards. Basically, we want to get your opponent's king to one of the edges, just like in the other checkmates. And here, I just need you to find checkmate in one move. If you understand this position, then the whole process becomes so much easier. So pause the video if you want to do it on your own. You basically have to come up with a move that the white pieces could do to checkmate this king. So the move that we're looking for is Rook A8. And this is a pattern that is going to repeat all over. We have the two kings facing each other, and then the rook comes from the side to do check. Notice that the king cannot go up because of my own king, and the king cannot stay on that rank because of my rook. And since the king cannot go down, it's going to be checkmate. So this is what we use to do the checkmate, but this is also the pattern that we use to bring the king from the center all the way to the edge. If the move you found was Rook E7, notice that this is not checkmate. It's true that you put in the king in check. The king cannot capture the rook because of your own king, but he's allowed to go to either side. Now let's take it from here. We're going to do the same thing we do in all of the other basic checkmates. We're going to start by deciding what side of the board I want the king to go towards. Like you already know, I like to push him to the side opposite to where my king is. So if my king is on this side, I want that king to go to this edge. So in order to do that, I need to set the wall of fire. You should be familiar with that as well. But if you're not, the wall of fire is basically what we call when we cut the king off. So I want him to go this way. I need to set the wall of fire right before the king. So I'm going to put my rook right here. And now this king has no access to this side of the board. And then little by little, I'm going to start expanding that fire. And we're going to push the king to that edge. So let's say the king goes over here. Well, the rook cannot act like the queen, so we need to use our king a lot. So we're going to start by bringing the king to help, and then this is the idea. I want to be sneaky and I want to wait for my opponent's king to get in front of me. So again, I don't want to get in front of him. I want to wait for him to get in front of me. And then here we get to that position I showed you at the very beginning. The two kings facing each other, and the rook is able to attack from the side. And this is all you need to remember. It has to click. Whenever your opponent's king gets in front of yours, you're going to put him in check from the side. Now the king has no way to stay on that rank or come this way, so they have to go down. If they go down, well, now our king comes to the next rank, but we don't want to get in front of him. We want to wait for him. So if he gets in front of me again, then I put him in check again. And you see, just like that, he's getting so much closer to the edge. Now, let's say he goes this way. I'm going to do the same thing. And this time, let's say the king doesn't get in front of me. Let's say they know what's going on, so they're going the other way. If they do that, all I need to do is chase him with my king. So I follow his king, and sooner or later, he has to get in front of me. He cannot continue to go that way. He needs to come back. Now, it's very important. The only other thing that they could do is go down by themselves, and that's exactly what we want. So he's saving us a lot of time. So whenever you see them going down by themselves, don't get confused. Many people get confused when they see the king going down. Many people, they do it mechanically and they expect the king to just go here, and then you do the check. Well, if he goes down by himself, all you need to do is bring the rook down, and you make sure that that king can never leave. But let's say he doesn't and he gets in front of us. This is the pattern. He has to click and we automatically put him in check. The king goes down, and now a quick question for you. Should we go king to f6 or should we go king to g6? Well, we're going to go king to g6. We want him to get in front of us. If he doesn't, he goes the other way. I just follow that king. I follow him, and now if he gets in front of me, we know what to do. If he continues to move this way, now I need to be careful. He's attacking the rook, and we should know this from the two rook checkmate. If the king gets so close to my rook, the rook is way faster, so I go to the other side, and that's it. Now this is the only tricky part. When we move the rook, we sort of waste a move there, and we sort of get out of sync. So now it's my turn, and I don't want to get in front of him, but it's my turn, so we have to make a move. Whenever you see this awkward position, just need to remember we need to waste another move. This is what we call a tempo. So you do a tempo with the rook, just put it here, just one tiny move, and it sort of gets synchronized again. So the king has to move. If he gets in front of me, we finish him off. If he goes the other way, we chase him, and finally he has to get in front of me. And now, can you guess the checkmate? Well, we go rook g8 and checkmate. That's it. So this is how we do the king and rook checkmate. As you can see, the king is way more active than in the other checkmates, but if you get the pattern, it's no difficult at all. So now let's do what we always do. Let's change this position a little, and let's put the king over here. Notice that I'm doing this because I really like you to know how to do this from any position. The king could be in any position. You should be able to identify the pattern and start doing the checkmate. So my king is on this side of the board. I want the black king to go to the other side. So I'm going to be pushing him to this edge. And the first thing I do is, if he's going this way, I need to set the wall of fire right before him. So my rook goes here, and then I start bringing my king closer. That's it. Remember, we don't want to go in front of him. We want to wait from him right here. And let me take this opportunity to clarify something. I keep telling you to not put the king in front of his king, to always wait for him right here, being sneaky. And let me really put out there what the main reason is. Is it that bad if we just put the king in front of the king? Well, it's just not going to work as efficiently. If I put my king in front of his king, this is the pattern we want, but it's not my turn, so he will be able to always escape it. So I don't have the time to put him in check. If I put him in check now, he's just going to escape it. My king is not in front of his king. So that's the reason why, one more time, I wait for him here, and when he gets in front of me, then I put him in check. So this time he has no choice but to go closer to the edge. So let me just put it back. I just wanted to get that out of the way because I know some people might be asking that. And I want you to understand every single move. So again, if he gets in front, we put him in check. He needs to go this way. If he doesn't, let's say he goes this way, well, I just follow him. And finally, he needs to come back and get in front of me. If he went down, remember, we just bring the rook down as well. And he's helping us. So let's say he gets in front of us, check, he goes down, and we're just trying to be sneaky, waiting for him right here. He's not gonna come back, so we just follow him. That's why I said this is so tedious, because you have to really chase the king and it takes a lot of time. Now, this is the time when he attacks the rook, I go to the other side, and then we sort of get out of sync, but we just waste a move. That's it. We keep following him, and he gets in front of me, check. See, same thing. Where do I put the king? Well, we want to be sneaky, so I chase him, and he's hitting the rook. I want to go as far as I can, so that's what I'm doing. I keep the wall of fire, and awkward position, well, I waste a move. He gets in front of me, I put him in check. He attacks a rook, I go to the other side. And then here, what do we do? Well, same thing. We don't want to get in front of him. I want to go here or here. The reason why I go here is because I know he wants to go towards my rook. So I'm going to wait for him right here. If he goes this way, follow him. And then finally he gets in front of me and I put him in checkmate. At this point, all you have to do is practice, practice, and practice. If you have someone at home that you could practice this with, try to do it, and try to do it as quickly as you can, and try to do it from different positions. If you don't have someone, what you could do is the following. I left the link in the description to the website that I use, and this is what you're going to do. If you click on that website and you create an account for free, you're going to see here to the left on this menu, you have different options. If you go under puzzles and then you go to drills, it says checkmates. If you click on checkmates, not only can you practice the 2-rook checkmate or the queen checkmate, here you have the rook mate. If you click on it, then they're going to have you do a drill versus a computer. So you hit start and try to do the checkmate that we just learned. And let me know in the comments if you were able to do it or not. So that's it for this class, and I will see you next time.